Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for Women Wednesdays. Super excited to have you all here with us. And we want to know that you are watching Women Wednesdays joining us today. So make sure you go ahead and leave your name in the comments and let us know you're joining us for this Wednesday. So first of all, let me introduce myself. If you don't know who I am, I'm Chrissy Souders and I'm with Divvy Up Socks. And we'll go ahead and send it over to Barbara Westcott.
Well, first, I want to hear a little bit more about you and Divvy Up Socks. What's the deal with that?
Well, I am actually leading the retail division. So you will be seeing Divvy Up Socks in stores near you.
All right. Well, that's fantastic. I just wanted to.
That sounded
put that
so
right in
cheesy.
there. I love what's happening in your career. It's just amazing. So, hi, everybody. My name is Barbara Westcott. I'm the founder of Women Wednesdays. So, what is Women Wednesdays? Look, it's just all about building a collaborative community of women who help each other succeed. And we're also on our way to make Tallahassee a #1 city for women. And you can take that to the bank. That's going to happen. So, Women Wednesdays has a series of programs. So just visit our website at womenwednesdays.com and you'll see we have free co-working every single Wednesday at Domi Station. We have Going Places programs, women's words, just all kinds of programs so women get visibility, knowledge, and connectivity. That's what it's all about. So let me say right now, first, I want to wish Joy Berger well. She was going to be with us today, but she's not feeling well. And it just, things have a way of working out. It gave us an opportunity to do things a little bit differently today and have Renee here. So we're going to be getting to that, but Renee's going to be doing something very, very exciting. And then Tamara has a meeting. She'll be jumping in a little bit, but Kara has stepped in as our guest host. So Kara, please tell us about you.
Okay, y'all. My name is Kara Self, and I'm the owner of Inspired Events by K. Michelle. So basically what I do is I hand paint, seal, and cure glassware. I actually have an example here with our wonderful Women Wednesdays symbol on it, Women Wednesdays. So my goal is to take glassware when you're at an event or a tailgate or something and actually make it to where art is in motion instead of just being decorative on top of a refrigerator or, on top of the cabinet. It's something you can actually drink out of, continue to use. And also I am the program director of Co-Walk for Women Wednesdays. We actually have some exciting news for that as well. We've had our Sunday co-walk over the summer, which I do at Cascades at 6:45 p.m. on Sundays. We actually have 3 more co-walks coming up in October. We're going to have one on Thursdays at noon. It's going to be at Railroad Square. It's going to start at Tallulah, where you're going to have the owner of Tallulah, Ashley Guy, and she's going to have a co-host, Kara Halbert from Domi Station. So we're going to have that one. Then we're going to have one at 8:30 a.m. on Mondays at Cascades. You're going to have Princess Sheely doing that one. She does Herbalife. She's in a Christian modeling association. So we're going to have that one available. And then we're also going to have Jana White, which is from the Appalachia Regional Planning Council. Hers is still going to be announced because she wants to see what women want when it comes to before work, lunchtime, but she's also going to be at Cascades. So we have some exciting things coming with that.
That's great. And look, let's just sort of recap. What is co-walking? Like for people who, have never heard that term before, I kind of made it up. I don't know if it existed before. But anyway, can you kind of explain what is co-walking?
So co-walking is where we get together, we walk, and we talk. We network, we can talk a little bit about our business, but it's not a pressured experience. I feel like sometimes that may deter people thinking that they have to come and are going to be sold on things. It's not like that. It's just networking, talking, walking. So we talk about our personal lives. We talk about whatever, we just feel comfortable talking about. So people bring their children, they bring their dogs, whatever, so.
And that's where we're left. Let's say, do you have to do your hair, do your makeup? No, right?
No. Oh, gosh, no.
It's just a relaxed way to get together, connect. But women are busy. So why not network and get your exercise and whatever, do it all in one and do it in a relaxed atmosphere. So we're so glad that you're here co-hosting with Kara, and you're just doing a great job. And it's really exciting to watch all the things that's happening with you. And I know more exciting things are happening. So of course, Renee, you jumped in. You're on our show today. You've got some amazing things that are happening, and I can't wait to hear about it. So Renee, let's just kick it off. Let's just have you tell about you. Let's hear about Renee.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. I love being on here, and I feel like I'm home with my girls. Always so supportive. So I want to Women Wednesdays, Barbara, is for everything for women in Tallahassee. So I am a loving mom of 7, wife of a wonderful husband. I'm a pastor here, do a lot with mission work, crisis homelessness. But today I have a different hat. I'm excited to share a new venture that I, just all of that other stuff, not in place of, it's just to. It's Rabbit Creek Market. And you want me to tell you what that is?
Well, let me see. Let's give it a try. So one of the things that's happening, Renee, is you're cutting in and out a little bit. So let me just ask Chrissy real quick. Chrissy, should Renee step away for just a second and see if she can improve the connection, or should we just go with it?
So I would just recommend, Renee, if you could talk a little bit slower, and let's see if we can maybe work that out. But it is a connection issue, and that's okay because we're virtual.
Okay.
So
things happen. Let's try then. Yeah, maybe slow down and speak a little louder, and let's just see if we can have you tell us about your new marketplace that you're developing.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. So Rabbit Creek Market is an artist craft market, and the concept is that you would have different vendors have spaces like in small. It's not just and.
Okay. Renee, let me just interrupt you a little bit. I'm so sorry, but you really are cutting in a little bit. So I have a suggestion. Let's just try it, because if not, we'll just pivot and we'll try to do a little bit more talking, because we kind of know what you're doing. So why don't you just kick off your video for a second? Find if you can get a little bit closer to your source, and we'll just try it again.
I actually would recommend if Renee, if you go outside and use data, and we'll try it from there.
Yeah, we'll just give it a try.
But we'll talk about you while you're gone.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in a good way.
So
let's talk about it. Let's share what we know. So, I saw a post that Renee had put out there. I mean, she's launching a new marketplace, and I think it's super cool. So, I mean, I might get a few things wrong, but you guys let me let you two talk about it, because I think you know even more than I do. Why don't you start out, Chrissy, and then Kara, you kick in too, because I know that you're both going to be there and be involved.
Yeah, so Renee is actually opening up a marketplace, and it's going to be a place where small business owners can have a spot, a location there to put a booth. And it's really opening it up to people who have a small business, but maybe can't afford a brick and mortar, and also wants to kind of test the waters and see how their products would do in an open market. And I think this is really cool. And I've been waiting for something like this to come to Tallahassee because, we've all been to different marketplaces in different parts of the United States and maybe internationally. And there's so much fun and there's so much creativity involved in it. And it's almost like, I wouldn't say it's so similar to the flea market here in Tallahassee, but it's kind of like an indoor flea market where people dress up their booths, or even an outdoor market similar to that, but it's all within one structure. So I'm super excited. I saw pictures of the space, and yes, so we're going to be putting our socks in there as well too. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're super excited for this opportunity for small businesses in Tallahassee, and even in the outskirts of Tallahassee, maybe perhaps in Thomasville and Crawfordville and Monticello. And so I think it's another opportunity for small businesses, especially women-owned businesses, to take a stab at it.
Yeah, women, minority, all that sort of stuff. So, and I know, Kara, you're going to be involved with this. So tell us what you want to share.
Yes. So with me just starting out my business, and still kind of having a regular job, for income. This two things that really struck me for this is being able to streamline the sales process for products for me, because I also do paint parties. So there's only one of me and only one employee for my business right now. So to be able to have someone else doing the sales process of my actual products, that's a plus for me. And also being able to refer people somewhere to stop by and look at my products.
That's right.
So to have a place to say, hey, go by Rabbit Creek and you can see some of my products out, and you can even purchase there. So it's really a game changer for someone who's mobile, who's, working out of their home, things like that.
Right. And I want to introduce a term that I'm sure a lot of people have heard, and that's a micro business. A lot of time we think of small businesses and, that might be, under, technically speaking, I think it's under 500 employees, but, we're talking much, much, much smaller, but sometimes you're a micro business. You're a business of one.
Right.
Or you might just be a startup. You might be just starting out your business and you're still testing your theories, sort of validating what it is you're doing. So whether you're a micro business, a very small business, a startup, or a creative, just recognize that here's an opportunity for you to have a space very, very affordably. And, I think that's pretty important. And I know some of the other things that Renee is tying into this is having an online presence too. Because I think in today's times, you want a presence, a presence in town, but I think you also have to have an online presence. And that's something that I think is combining all these things, but also having delivery capabilities so that people can come in and see your product. They can view it online. They can get it delivered to their home. It's just much more versatile. And I know that's something that she's working on to really, give a home for, startups, creators, micro businesses, and small businesses. So, we're really looking forward to having this in town. And I think, let's sort of expound a little bit more on who this is reaching out to.
Well, one thing that's really cool about this, everyone knows Renee Miller for City Walk, Urban Mission. And, the mission provides funding to and resources to the homeless and people who are, needing assistance when it comes to housing and living. And so with Rabbit Creek Market, this is kind of a guilty pleasure, I guess you can say, but it also has a mission. And the mission is also to support animals and farming. And so I think that's really cool too. She's going to be tying in how to support farmers and as it's Rabbit Creek, support growing a farm. And so I think that that's really cool as well too, that some of the proceeds from that, and also has a mission, and it's cute,
It is cute. And I think, I've watched her for a long time, and I know she clearly has, I call her the Mother Teresa of Tallahassee. She really clearly has a passion for helping people, but she also has a passion for animals. And you can see that in a lot of her posts. And I think that is a neat aspect to this, that it's something, I think everything she does, has a component of giving back and caring for others, and following her face. So it's really, really super cool. And, and I think, another neat thing about this that I really like, I call it like cross-pollination. Because, Chrissy, you're talking about whether it's a farmer's market or whether it's creatives or, all different types of, selling socks, this, that, and the other. There's some benefit to having this wide variety of different businesses that have this crossover effect, this cross-pollination. Different things might bring different people, but that's like a type of collaboration and supporting each other. And there's a lot of power in that.
And I think nowadays we're seeing a lot of businesses have a social mission as well too, which, that is something that is a way to give back into a community that has given you so much. And I think a lot of business owners have realized, hey, let's make sure we have a social aspect to our business. And I think that's a great combination. So I do see Renee back there.
Okay.
So
We're gonna give it a try.
I'm going to bring her on, and we appreciate you, Renee. So let me go ahead and bring her up. Hey.
I am now in my car. So
that wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time. We've had people in their car before.
All right. Well, we've
we?
been talking up a storm about you, so we've covered quite a bit of ground. But I think for you, again, I think that the big thing that we sort of haven't discussed yet is telling a little bit about you, because we couldn't quite hear that completely. But then, where did the idea for this marketplace come? And like, what was the problem you were solving, and why you're building this?
Okay. Well, I'll start over if you know me, but I am a wife, mom, and pastor. I run a nonprofit, and that is my passion and my day-to-day. There are a couple reasons to start this business. One is sold our house in Crawfordville, and we're building a house in Lloyd. Right now we're renting Tallahassee, but I got a property because one of several agents wanted to rest livestock and have a little farm. And then once we got it, we realized, wow, I am a pastor of a small church that works with person right homelessness. So I'm probably not going to be able to fund a farm on this, and would like to have some type of another revenue. At the same time, our 11-year-old is Ethan, on the spectrum, but super high functioning, and we're obsessed about something. That's obsession. And he kept on every day, Mom, I want to start a business. I need to start a business. All he could talk about. What if I had a lemonade stand? What if I had this? What if I had that? And knowing that
Well, it looks like we've lost Renee again. So I think we're kind of struggling with this. And it's like, oh, bummer, because I really wanted to hear this.
Right.
One thing I think is super cool, like, I'll use, obviously use Renee as an example, but it's like, you have an idea, she's doing it with her son, just like, yeah, you can start a business. And they just do it. And like, there's so much power in forward motion, just, having an idea, executing on it. And, I always talk about the lean startup model, but that's what it's about. It's like you have an idea, you get it to market quickly. And then once you have it up and running, you iterate it, you figure out what you're, how you need to move to make it work better. And I really applaud Renee for just jumping out and getting this going, because it's really going to have impact in our community. So I'll tell you what, I think, let me let everybody else share whatever they want to share. But let's just go ahead, Chrissy Carr, jump in. Do you have anything you want to add?
I'm just excited about the market coming, and excited to work with Renee on it. And I'm excited for other people to get wind of it and sign up themselves. And like you said, the impacts are going to be big in town, and it's going to be great for everybody. So, yeah.
Well, I would like to see a show of hands in the comments if you are a small business owner, and would a place like this be helpful in starting off your business, and perhaps something that's a little less. I think that's what's needed in our community, is something where the initial startup to getting your products out there isn't such a huge obstacle for it. And I think that, as a small business owner myself, if, there was an avenue where there wasn't such a big obstacle to start up the venture, I think more women would feel empowered to start their own business and to be more self-sufficient when it comes to that aspect. So I think it's very, very cool. I'm going to try and bring Renee back in here. Hey, Renee.
Hi.
Okay.
I love what you all are saying. I'm going to try to talk before it's weird again. But that is two things. One was for our family, and I'm in my day rest people, and I also want to rescue animals. And my son Ethan was my farm buddy. I grew all over the state rescuing snow rabbits and pigs. And last year I rescued like 40 something rabbits. And what he decided to do was start a business, create crafts, create something, and then go sell at shows. Right? And I felt like that wasn't much of a big commitment, and we'll make a little bit of money. He'll be happy. I did one show, and I was like, this is not for me. I'm not knocking shows, do it, but I want to set something up, and I want air conditioning, and I want to hire somebody to check people out, because this is way too much work. And when I looked at like the outlay and investment time, and then you're here all day running it, and I'm looking at other businesses, how much it costs to make this business, and the people I was that were there from other areas, they were either retired and they like travel around this, or they kind of had a hobby, they wanted it to be a business, but they don't have to go around a bunch of shows all over the place and travel in an RV and do this. So I thought, well, what if I made the market around, kind of like a Bradley Days or a Market Days year round, and we staffed it, we advertised it, and we marketed the product online, marketed the store, and the only thing they had was create. If you're a creator, that's what you love. You're passionate about creating, passionate about painting, sewing, or whatever it is that woodwork, that's what you want to do. You don't want to do all of the other stuff. I'm really good at the other stuff. I'm not necessarily the greatest painter, which I have fun, whatever, but the whole time I'm at the shows with my son, who's like, "Hey, Mom, we spent $1,500," and I'm like, "Son, we spent $5,000, but okay." I thought, well, how am I going to recoup this money, right? I got to recoup this, and we have all the product now, and it's like gung ho, Mom, I'm going to show every weekend, and I'm like, when I got to at some point, you know. And so I thought, what if we could make a center where I don't want to use the word go off, but like you said, somebody wants to start a, I talked to one young lady there with her mom. They had some really cool Tallahassee t-shirts that they made. And I went, "You have a somewhere?" And she goes, "No, but that's my dream." And I thought, how can I help you get there? I haven't even reached out or talked to her about it, but how can we help people get their dream from a hobby, a business, or a struggling business that they can grow into them? And, you know, some might not be able to get a business loan or sign a property, you know, 1,000 square feet. Even if you're just going to go into a 1,000 square feet store, think of the outlay before you even buy any product. The outlay of investment, you're going to have some credit, get into that place. Credit, get a loan. God forbid you're going to put it all on credit cards, or and you're going to have to sign a long-term. I mean, we're not talking about running something out of the house. You're going to have commercial insurance. And one gentleman that sold furniture, I reached out really cool stuff, and he goes, "Well, you're charging $350 a square foot. I might as well open my own store." And I went, do some math, reached back out, and he went, "If I'm going to pay somebody one person $1 an hour to open hours, it's going to be $4,000 a month." And I went, "Precisely." So obviously, it would be, someone who's thinking about that to test the waters and maybe pay $350 a month and a small commission versus I have to have $10,000 to go open, and I have to sign my life away on a 5 or 10 year commercial.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, you know what? It kind of reminds me. So something like that. I think a good partnership would be with Domi Station, our community co-working and incubator space. Because if you want to work on your business, that's a great place to learn and grow. You know, and just expand and all that sort of stuff. But it's not a marketplace. You can't have your customers come in there and, you know, lay out your product, all that sort of stuff. But I can just see, you know, dovetailing both of those things together so you get expertise on growing your business. But then you have a marketplace to get out there and start pushing it, but see what's working and what's not working.
Right.
and just
The
have the
other thing
ability
that I
to.
from the vendors, those that I met is, oh, I need an employee, but I can't afford one. And so they're just there. I'm like, don't you want your weekends back? So they're spending their time, working at 9 to 5 or some company or government, but they're trying to make stuff at night, working all weekend, and they can't afford the staff. But if they use our staff, they would be there. Hopefully, it would help them, like, if they want their own storefront today, or maybe they want to in multiple stores. I also watch people on kind of the idea, like, they're young and they don't have kids, they have vendor different malls, different states, travel around. I know people can't do that, but there's nothing like this that tie in Tallahassee.
Yeah. Great. And you, like Kara, I think Kara's a great example because, she's saying a lot of people have a side gig. And I'm pretty sure Christy Henry is going to do a forum this fall on your side gig. And Kara has another job, but she's launching Inspired Event, running Inspired Event. She's doing both. And so I think you can get in that place where you've got your business going. You're not at the point that you can hire employees, but you have a product. So this just I can see why this would be a really good fit. So if you're someone like Kara, I mean, it just is very, very helpful. You don't have to get employees, but you can get your product seen. And I know, we can't hear you that great, but let's just talk about it, because I know, whatever, we'll figure it out. But I know there's a component, like an online component to what you're doing, so that people can go online and see, visit the website, see what's also, going to be available. So just that whole, approach of being online, being in person, in store, but also building in delivery capabilities, like all those things are real important.
And also I want to mention, since we're having some technical difficulties today, Renee, we'd be happy to have you on again when you have the opening of the Rabbit Creek Market. Do you have an expectation for when you think you'll be opening it?
Our grand opening will be on November 1st. That's our big open. If all of our vendors get everything set up and we're ready to rock and roll before then, we'll open up and have a soft opening and they'll get some free time and sales in. But definitely we'll open November the 1st.
Well, let me throw something else there. Guest, can I just say, Startup Week, is it November 8th? Or, it's that week of November 8th. So Startup Week, and that's going to be a big event in Tallahassee. It's partnered with Dolmy Station, Capital City Chamber, Women Wednesdays, Club 25. That would be a great thing to all tie together too. Because that's, again, you're just perfect for startups too. So we'll definitely make some connections and tie this all together. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, the sound's not so great, but I think, is there any other information we should try to get out right now? Oh, well, how should people reach you if they're interested? What do they do?
info@rabbitcreekmarket.com.
So info@rabbitcreekmarket.com. So just reach out to Renee or reach out to us at Women Wednesdays. If for some reason you don't connect with Renee, we'll get you connected. And, let's all collaborate on this, because this is going to help a lot of people. And I just love the whole concept.
If there are more interested, having a space, I'm having a potential vendor open house this Sunday from 2 to 5. And it's not for the general public. It's not for shoppers. Just considering having a booth or a space in the market to come and see it before stuff starts.
Yeah, so type that into the comments, because again, that was a little choppy and it was a little hard to hear you. But you can.
So what she is saying, if there's someone who's interested in becoming a vendor, there is an event posted on Facebook, Rabbit Creek Market on Facebook for Sunday. So if you're interested in becoming a vendor at Rabbit Creek Market, then go ahead and find Rabbit Creek Market on Facebook. And then Renee will also get the information here in the comments. So, yeah, I'm so sorry. We're just going to have to, technical difficulties. Hey, stuff happens. But we're super excited for this. And I think it's definitely something that's needed for arts and crafts in our community. So Thank you so much, Renee. We appreciate you, and I will get in touch with you about having you back on when we get a better connection. Okay.
Yep. All right, that sounds good. So we'll get some more information out there. Thanks so much, Renee.
And
Okay,
Renee
so
says it's from 3 to 5, and the location is 2811 Capitol Circle Northeast. Got it, right? Okay, cool. We love you. Thank you.
Love you, Renee. Take
Bye.
care. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, well, look, let's just talk about what's happening next week. So I don't know if you have that slide, Chrissy, but for Londa Johnson, she's our speaker series coordinator. She does all this work to make this speaker series come together. And she's kind of launching a new initiative too about self-care. And she's going to give us a talk next week about starting today, I'm choosing me. And so join back with us next week. I'm sure we won't have any technical difficulties. Everything will just be perfect. And so anyway, any other things anybody wants to share?
No. Thanks you guys for being here. And we're so happy you were able to join us today, Kara.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, this is the first time I'm actually meeting you, technically not really in
I
person.
didn't know that.
So,
Right.
yeah, so that's what's really cool about being part of Women Wednesdays is you're able to connect with people, and even during a pandemic, it isn't really has to be in person. So I think that is really cool.
Yeah,
it is cool. Yeah, and again, we're just all about helping each other succeed. So I hope you will become a member. Just go to womenwednesdays.com. Just sign up. We'd love to have you. And I'm telling you, we're just all about working together and helping each other. So, and making Tallahassee a #1 city. So we're going to do it. All right. Well, look, everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week, and take care.
Bye.
Bye.